Hello, my friends, Gary Goes and fellow poets. Welcome back to Poets in the Shed. It turns out I'm not working tonight. Last week's stream, we ended by me saying I don't know if I'm working or not. It turns out I'm not. I've already done my shifts. I worked Sunday today, so I would have worked Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that worked out well. But how are we all? Hello, everybody. How you doing? Hello, Genevieve. Hello, a poet. How was everybody's Halloween? What did you get up to? Did you go trick or treating, or partying? I hope you did something. Uh, yeah. And then what are we gonna do in tonight's stream? Tonight's stream, we're gonna be just hanging out, just shooting the breeze. I do have some poetry related breaking news for you, and then at the end of the stream, Genevieve came up with a great idea because I have my first radio show tonight. Obviously, I'm here in the shed. It is pre-recorded. I have already recorded it, so it's not live, but it does go out tonight for the first time. And I am nervous. I've been on radio before, but it's only been like 10-minute interviews, 15-minute interviews. This is a whole show. This is a full 2-hour show where I kind of talk about poetry, talk about my personal journey, and they asked me to give 14 different songs that kind of tell my story. So yeah, I'm kind of nervous. I mean, I'm a socially awkward bunny at the best of times, but I was quite awkward. Well, I felt awkward. Sometimes you feel awkward, but you're not coming across awkward. I worked and did absolutely nothing. Yes, you don't like Halloween. Now I remember. Hi, Mark. Welcome to the stream. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button, guys. We've got 8 people watching, but only 2 likes. So, yeah, we're just going to hang out for a little bit, catch up, read some news, and then when the stream finishes, we're only going to be live for 45 minutes. It's going to be a short one. But, but don't go anywhere because I thought it'd be cool that we could listen along together. And we're going to be staying in the chat. Even after the stream ends, we're going to all stay in the chat and kind of listen along and talk in the live chat if you want to. If you want to take off, that's completely fine. Um, or if you want to hang around for support. As I say, I'm quite nervous for this. I've never done a 2-hour radio show before. So, and I don't know, I haven't listened to it back or anything like that, so I don't know how I came across. Hopefully I came across okay and not too awkward. I mean, I do these live streams every week, but it's in the comfort of my own shed, right? And I'm talking to a camera rather than talking to an actual person. I've become very socially awkward in my old age. It pulled it down after I got home, so yes, it did. There was actually it was the best. I was driving around at work and it was thunder and lightning on Halloween. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. It doesn't get better than that. What else did you get up to, guys? What have you been up to this week? Let me know, let me know, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. And we got some I should pull up the headlines actually, shouldn't I? So that I'm ready. We got a lot of names tonight. Got a lot of names tonight. By the way, I don't think just because I can see Genevieve in the the moderation card, I don't think I set a poetry prompt last week. So I'm gonna set it tonight. I'm gonna give you 30 minutes to write a poem based on the prompt awkward. Awkward. Well, when you're comfortable from where you're streaming, that's all that counts. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We had no thunder and lightning this end of Surrey, but Mitch at work said about it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was really cool. It was really cool. It was perfect. Halloween night, right? I got a bit of a sore throat as well. I got a bit of a sore throat. I don't know what that's about. I'm getting ill. I don't like getting ill. I don't like it. We got 14 people watching, but only 3 likes. Show some love. I think I went 3 likes. 3 likes. Show some love. Don't forget to hit that like button. It's completely free, but it does genuinely really help me and the channel. And I'll give it a couple more minutes for people to get here before we move on to the breaking news section. I watched a really fun movie last night. I watched a really fun movie last night. I got home and I thought, no, sorry. I was laying on my couch last night and I thought I didn't get to celebrate Halloween, even though I haven't really been feeling the vibe this year. But I thought I have to at least watch a spooky movie and try and celebrate a little bit late, right? So I went on to Amazon Prime, I think it was, and I found a really good movie at random. I think his name is Joe Keery, um, from Stranger Things. No, yeah, I think it is Joe Keery because he's got a musician. His musician name is Joe with a D, I think, DJO. Anyway, so I thought, sure, I'll throw that on, and it was actually really fun. I don't know about you guys, but I love it when I stumble across a film I've never heard of before. I've never, I've got no preconceived notions going in other than I like Joe Keery. I think he's cool, and it was actually really, really fun. It was about he's a live streamer. He's a live streamer trying to go viral. And the way he decides to try and go viral is by becoming a serial killer. It's really fun. Oh my god, Adam, you're being Americanized. What Brit says couch? I've been Americanized for a while now. I'm sorry. Sofa. I say trash as well. I say trash instead of rubbish. There's a few things. There's a few things. Yeah, it's actually really good, but I can't tell you what it's called. I've forgotten. It's like one word, like skipper. I think maybe it's skipper. Let's have a look. Joe Keery cereal. I'm probably going to get demonetized for saying that a couple of times. Movie. Spree, that's it. Spree. Oh yeah, that makes sense because he goes on a spree. It's really fun. When was it? When did it come out? When was it made? Oh wow, it's 5 years old. I'd never even heard of it before. What do you say instead of couch? Sofa. Yeah, we say sofa. Yeah, sofa. Oh, hello, class. I didn't see you drop in. Now at 7. Thank you so much, class. I can always count on you. The like button does not like me because it doesn't do anything when I push it. Oh no. We're a little bit quiet tonight. Adam rocking his shed blanket. Yes. I have fallen in love with this since last week. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying wrapping myself up in a blanket. The simple pleasures in life, right? Who would have known? Who would have known? Many people probably. But I really enjoy it. All right, I think it's time to jump into some breaking news. What do you think? Let's do it. All right, we're going to do a bit of name dropping during this breaking news section, beginning with David Bowie. The artist David Bowie the artist David Bowie said made the most moving poetry in popular music. What differentiates a musician from a poet? In the case of David Bowie, very little. Although the likes of Space Oddity or Scary Monsters are never going to be recited to bored school children as the curriculum dictates. There is a definite sense of poetic expression throughout the entirety of Bowie's extensive discography. discography. Wow, okay. Even before Bowie was beamed down to our earthly pop charts in the form of Ziggy Stardust, the Brixton-born songwriter always had a knack for capturing complex emotions in the space of a few lyrics. In fact, it was Bowie's formative years spent worshipping beat poets and songwriters back in the 60s that first set him on his path to musical greatness. Even if the path did include a detour around some fairly inexplicable avenues, including the Laughing Gnome. His songwriting mastery remained the core of his appeal. Dun-dun-dun. Whether it was the affecting melancholy of eight-line poem or the heartbreaking obituary of Lazarus, the songwriter always spoke directly to his audience, and that was certainly something he respected in other songwriters too. I'm just trying to find the poetry section. As always, I don't want to read the whole article to you because I'm sure you guys want to read it in your own time too. Boom, 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 boom. I saw the word poetry. Quote, this man writes some of the most moving poetry to be found in popular music. The quite achingly sad Sonny's letter, anti-sus poem, is worth the price of admission alone. So we're talking about Linton Kwesi Johnson. That poem in question tackled the prevalence of police brutality and institutionalized discrimination within Britain back in the 70s, delivered in Johnson's typical Jamaican patois with a dub reggae beat behind it. Although not sung but spoken word set against a superb band, this must be one of the most important reggae records of all time, Bowie said of Johnson's sophomore effort. Cool. So there you go. Bowie appreciated poetry, which I'm sure doesn't surprise anyone. Let me just quickly catch up on chat. Thank you, Genevieve, for sharing the link. Hi, Mark. Just chilling on a frosty day. I'm not sure, but I think it's in the 80s or 90s outside. Oh, the weather. Is it cold over there, guys? It's getting a bit chilly over here too. Okay, from the Hindustan Times, we've got the first ever Dalit-Ambedkarite English poetry showcase to be held in city. Let me just get rid of some ads so I can see what's going on. Keeping the showcase in English, however, is by design, as the poets believe that the language is the bridge that will shatter regional barriers and make for a more inclusive audience. The opening act of the showcase, however, as is to be the format in every consequent TRC showcase, will be in the local language. Mumbai. Oh, I got another ad pop up. Hang on. These ads are so... They put an X on the ad image and you click it and it opens up the ad. Mumbai, quote, none of my poems are pleasant. We're Dalits. Our poems aren't meant to comfort. End quote. This was how the conversation flowed at the rehearsal for India's first ever be held on Sunday at Backspace, Lower Parel. Most of the team of 5 that forms the reserved compartment were meeting in person for the first time, 3 having touched down in Mumbai just a few hours prior after a lifetime of being connected through various social media platforms. It's like us, guys, and the medium of poetry. It's like us. It was time to take the stage. We should have an Adam Gary poetry meet up, and we can all meet in person. We say this, quote, we say this is the country's first Dalit English poetry showcase, not as a badge of honour, but as a lamentation that it hasn't happened yet. I like that, said Shripad Sinakar, a poet and editor of the Ambedkarite Chronicle. Would know, spoken word poet and content manager from... The artists are out of the subvert and reclaim a term that was once a mark of segregation, and the response has been overwhelming. The online friends have a lot in common. The lived experiences of caste-based discrimination aside, they risk a lot when they put their poetry and writing out there. Sorry, I got locked out of mod chat. Despite the overarching theme of Dalit-Ambedkarite poetry, poets will emphasize different experiences within the Dalit community. The identity is not a monolith, said Sinakar. Neither is the identity restrictive, with poems spilling out of the constraints too. One of Sinakar's poems is expected to be a love poem. Very nice. So congratulations on that. That's awesome. That's awesome stuff. The first ever Dalit Ambedkarite English poetry showcase to be held in city. I think the city is Mumbai. Maybe I could be wrong. Oh, oh, oh! Oh no! I've just closed the wrong tab, and I don't know which one it was. It's got to be this one, I guess. Let me just catch up on chat. Okay, step into the shadows. Dublin Poetry Brothel returns with Monto by lamplight. I've never been to Dublin. Has anyone here been to Dublin? I've never been to Dublin. It's on my to-do list. Much like Edinburgh was on my to-do list, which I ticked off last year. Dublin, who knows? Maybe next year. Maybe this year. Maybe this year. Maybe I'll get to Dublin for Christmas. Dublin's infamous Monto district has long been a place of whispers, shadows, and stories untold, and this weekend it comes alive once more through an immersive literary experience. This weekend, well, this was posted on the 31st on Friday, so I guess this literary experience is concluding as we speak. Monto by Lamplight, part of the Dublin City Council Bram Stoker Festival's Night Bite series. It's quite a mouthful. Dublin City Council Bram Stoker Festival's Night Bite series invites audiences to trade a token for a verse and step into an evening where poetry, performance, and history collide. Brought to Dublin by the late John Farrell alongside Andrea Kapoor in 2017, Poetry Brothel is a worldwide phenomenon that fuses intimate one-on-one poetry readings with cabaret, burlesque, body painting, and ritualistic performance. That sounds like a very unique spoken word event. I don't know that there's many more of those going on in the world. Maybe there is. Maybe I'm late to the party. Maybe. After a hiatus due to COVID, the brothel returns this Sunday, November 2nd. So tonight, literally as we're speaking, this is happening, to the church, promising a night that is equal parts immersive, interactive, and unforgettable. Rachel Lally, performing as Madame Lally, describes the evening as a really fun night. It sounds like a lot of fun. It's just really a novel way to engage with art, to meet like-minded people, and what we find are tables. Like-minded people and what we find are tables will start talking to each other, and they'll be telling each other about their private experiences and sharing what it was like. It's a very memorable kind of way of supporting artists as well. Madame Lally guides attendees through the evening, ensuring everyone can navigate the myriad performances and experiences with ease. So there you go. If you're ever in Dublin, look up the Poetry Brothel. Nice. You're a legend. Thank you so much, Dazzle in the Dark, for the $4.99 super chat. I really appreciate your support. Thank you. Hi, Dazzle in the Dark. Hi, class. Hey, Dazzle. Dazzle, dazzle, dazzle. All right, and our final headline for today. Seamus Heaney, a new glimpse of his life and poetry. With previously uncollected or unpublished works, a definitive edition deepens our understanding of the Nobel laureate's creative process. Not long after suffering a stroke in 2006, Seamus Heaney made a surprise appearance at a poetry festival in Dunlehair, south of Dublin. We knew he'd been ill, but here he was at the bar, frail yet merry. The final reading was from a well-known American poet, and after delivering it, she told us that Heaney was coming on too, unscripted. "I leave you," she said, "to your chieftain." Heaney might have tried to disown that word, but a chieftain like Monto did float about him then. Spun not only from his poems and stage presence, but the depth and fine ferocity of attention he gave to poetry. Good poetry, he once said, reminds you that writing is writing, not just expectoration, or self-regard. You want it to touch you at the melting point below the breastbone and beginning of the solar plexus. There it is. There you go. For us poets, to see him standing there, fully alive and reading new poems, renewed in our hearts the sense that poetry matters. But what about readers who aren't poets and don't want to be? Why do people far outside poetry's normal orbit love Heaney's poems? And what can we all glean 12 years after his death? From a new collection that gathers his entire body of verse in a golden harvest of more than 1,250 pages. What jumps out from the poems of Seamus Heaney, published by Faber this month, are sheaves of previous uncollected... I love this writer. Whoever wrote this is glorious. Previously uncollected poems. Slipped chronologically between Heaney's 12 published collections so that readers can see where they fit. They deepen our understanding of a poet we thought we already knew. So some new work. I think we spoke about something like this last week. I'm currently reading a book called The Secret Painter or The Secret Artist. So it's always interesting when new work of poets emerges from attics or something like that. I'm just very conscious that there are a lot of fireworks going off right now. I don't know why. Maybe because the 5th of November is in the week. And I'm worried that Harry's freaking out a little bit. Oh, there were 2 loud ones. I might have to check on Harry in a second, guys. Sorry. Harry being my dog. If you don't know, I have a cocker spaniel called Harry. There's another 2 loud ones. I might have to quickly check on Harry. I will be 2 seconds, guys. Yeah. He's got lots of toys now, running around with his toys. Uh, right. Sorry about that, everyone. That's thrown me off a little bit. My bad, but I'm sure you guys understand. What's 5th of November? It's Guy Fawkes Night in the UK. Yeah, it's the night we celebrate a guy that tried to blow up Parliament. Um, no, actually, there's a really interesting tourist attraction. I forget what it's called now. I think it's just called the Guy Fawkes Experience or something, next to the Tower of London. Um, and we're not actually. I always thought the 5th of November was a night to celebrate someone who tried to blow up Parliament, but actually it was the king, I think King James at the time. I'm not sure which king. I think it was King James. It's something he started. We're celebrating that the king survived the plot. That's what it was. If you're in the UK, if you're ever in London, it's actually a really cool experience. I would fully recommend it. Oh, I love he has a night because of it. Yes. By many years ago, I mean 1605, sort of many years ago. Yes, yeah. Yeah. It's called the Gunpowder Plot. It's called the Gunpowder Plot. And of course, me being me, there's always a Shakespeare anecdote to share. They do, it is plausible that Shakespeare knew Guy Fawkes, and it is plausible that Shakespeare was aware of the Gunpowder Plot because he was friends with Shakespeare's dad or something like that. There's a connection there. There's a connection there. They were both Catholics or something or other from Stratford. I know there is more to it, but I always just think of remember the 5th of November. Yeah, there is more to it, and I don't know it either. Gunpowder Plot or something. Remember the 5th of November and Gunpowder Plot. But yeah, I like to think of it as us celebrating a guy who tried to blow up politicians and the government. Um, no, yes, maybe. I don't know. I'll be quiet. But no, the reason bonfire it's called Bonfire Night, or it started out as Bonfire Night, and I believe it was the king who made it mandatory that every 5th of November, you light a bonfire and a what are they called? I forget what they're called. Like a dummy of Guy Fawkes, basically, and set it on fire to celebrate that the monarchy had actually foiled the plot, that the plot had failed. But no one really remembers. No one really knows that's the reason why. That's how I took it. Yeah, that's how a lot of people take it now, that we're just celebrating someone who tried to blow up Parliament. But actually, it's to celebrate that the plot was foiled. But no one thinks like that anymore. Yeah, this time of year is always tough with fireworks. Effigy, thank you, Genevieve. Effigy. This time of year is tough for Harry because there's so many celebrations going on. There's Diwali last week, I think, and apparently people are maybe starting to do fireworks for Halloween potentially. There was the thunderstorm on Halloween, bless him, and now obviously we're leading up to um, Guy Fawkes Night, Bonfire Night, November 5th. So, and then you've got New Year's Eve. Just recently in the poll they did. Yes, I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. Like 2 days it took them, I think, right? Only 2 days. Okay, we got 15 minutes left. So I did give you the poetry prompt challenge of awkward because I feel like I felt awkward giving this interview, although I loved it. It was so much fun and it was really interesting. As I say, they asked me to give them 14 songs that tell my story and my journey, both in general as Adam Gary and as a poet as well. So I gave them 14 songs, and when I saw the list compiled on my phone, I thought, oh my god, this is going to give people whiplash because there are so many different like genres, or not so much genres, but so many different I don't know what it's called in music terms, but like so many different pacing. Some are slower, some are high tempo. That's it. Hi, the Viking King of Hard Cheese 4080. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you again, Viking Cheese. Congratulations on the interview. Thank you. It's a 2 hour show. As I was saying at the start of the stream, I've only ever done like 10-minute interviews on radio. I've never sat there and you know gone through a whole 2 hour show. So I'm kind of nervous. I hope I came across well. But yeah, so I put these 14 songs into a track list and I thought, oh, this is going to give people whiplash. But what was even weirder is that obviously to put this list together, I had to think about, my life and kind of songs that stand out in my life and the reasons why. So to hear them being played one by one and going through that was a weird experience. It was a weird. I connected with younger Adam again. I reconnected with younger Adam. The English folk of November is in the mod group chat. The English folk of November is in the mod group. Ah, here we go. Okay. When does the 5th of November drop? So if it's the 2nd today, okay, so it's gonna be what, Wednesday? So I'll read it now. I was asking because if it fell next weekend, I'd read it next weekend, but I'll read it now. Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Guy Fawkes and his companions did the scheme contrive to blow the king and parliament all up alive. 70 barrels laid below to prove old England's overthrow. But by God's providence, him they catch, with a dark lantern lighting a match, a stick and a stake for King James's sake. If you won't give me one, I'll take two. They're better for me and they're worth for you. A rope to hang the Pope, a pennorth of cheese to choke him, a pint of beer to wash it down, and a jolly good fire to burn him. Halloa, boys, make the bells ring. Halloa, boys, God save the king. Hip, hip, hooray. Thank you. I didn't realise how long that was. I thought it was only a quatrain or something. I've forgotten what I was saying before that. It also apparently in the film V for Vendetta, if that helps our American friends. Yeah, I still haven't seen that yet, but the mask they wear is Guy Fawkes' mask. Anonymous is Guy Fawkes' mask as well. Oh yeah, I know what I was going to say. The only reason if I got this right, if there are history buffs in the chat, you might have to fact check me. But the only reason the gunpowder plot was discovered was by chance. It wasn't on purpose. I'm sure it was by chance that a policeman just happened to be, or not a policeman, because they didn't have police back in those days, but the equivalent of police back then, whatever it was, a guard, a king's guard, or whatever, someone happened to be walking through the basement of Parliament. And it wasn't Parliament as we know it. It wasn't the Gothic Westminster Palace as we know it, I don't think. Maybe it was. Anyway, it was just by chance. Someone happened to be walking through on a patrol and caught Guy Fawkes down there with all the barrels of gunpowder. I didn't realise it was... You're not wrong. I didn't realise it was long either. Honestly, I've been embracing my embarrassing energy. And then when you do that, people can let their guard down and be real. Cringe equals freedom. Wizard emoji. Hell yeah, the Viking King of Hard Cheese 4080. I just love that channel name. Definitely Providence. Yeah. All right, we've got 10 minutes left. So if you have a poem based on awkward, please put it in the chat right now. Quick reminder, I will be in chat. I'll be ending the stream, but if you want to listen to the radio show along with me, I will stay in chat. Hopefully you guys will stay for a bit of moral support. And listen, and we can chat and we can talk in chat as the show goes on. So if you want to listen to it with me live, feel free. Even though the stream ends, I'll still be in the chat afterwards if you want to hang out and talk. And also, mods, if we can maybe get a link to the radio station in chat now as well, just so that everyone has it ready to go. We have the gunpowder plot in the chat. Are you sure you want to leave YouTube? Yes. I've never had that before. Well, look, there's an old news article, late 17th or 18th report of the plot. Just to blow up the House of Lords. Okay, so they did have that. So that was around? I thought that was... I thought Westminster Palace was an older building than that. That was a younger building, a newer building than that. In contrast. Okay, what do I know? There you go. What do I know? Absolutely nothing. House of Lords, 1600s images. I'll have to look into that. It will just be regular comments, not live chat anymore. Oh, it won't? I thought we could, Oh, I see. It won't keep the live chat going. Whenever I've ended stream, I've always had the chat continue. Yep, YouTube will potentially go on to another video too. Dang. That foils my plan. When does it start? It will start at 8 o'clock. It will start at 8 o'clock. So this stream will stop at 7:45, 15 minutes to 8. And then I thought we could keep the chat going though. It does for a few minutes, I think. Only a few minutes. That kind of sucks. That foils my plan a little bit. That foils my plan a lot. Dang nabbit. Dang nabbit. Dum, dum, dum. I was in an interview for college evening classes lately. I felt very unsure of what to say about myself and just complimented everyone else. Nice. That's because you're a nice person of hard cheese. Day live, that's what I was thinking actually as well. I could quickly make up a new hold on, let me see if I can do something real quick. Let me see what I can conjure up. Stay with me for 2 seconds, guys. I'm still here, folks. I'm still here. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. You've just got a black screen. This is peak YouTube content. I'm so cringe. Genevieve told me off for putting that on the thumbnail. I'm just so nervous. I'm just so nervous that I come across really, really awkward. Hello. Here, look. There you go, Genevieve. I'll put it. I wonder if I can do this. No, I can't. There you go. Just for now. Just for now. And then let's get a chat box going. I don't remember how I did it. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. How's that? That's very small, right? Uh, oh no, I can't get rid of it. Do-do-do-do. Oh dear. All right. How about this? And then obviously I'll have to go off camera, because I want to be with H, meaning Harry. Is that okay? When you're talking and forget what you're saying, you feel like burned sugar. Nice, thank you, Mark. Now, bro, we love cringe. I'm getting a phone call right now. Um, hold on. I know what is missing. I know what is missing. I know what is missing. We don't need that anymore, do we, really? Let me delete this. Brooklands Radio. What's is it .com? brooklandsradio.com? brooklandsradio.co.uk. Listen along. Select color. What color do we want? I can't remember how to do all the like moving around and stuff, but I don't know if this is gonna work, guys. I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think this is going to work. How did I get the... There. Maybe that'll do. Nah, we love cringe. That's what she said. Nah, bro. All right. I guess I'll leave it going then. I'll be in the chat box, but I'm going to go and sit with Harry during the fireworks and listen along. But I'll be in the chat uh, and listening along live with you. If there are any more poems, make sure, hey, I just said maybe don't lead with that. Oh, I see. The I'm so cringe thing. Um, Yeah, I'll be in the chat box with you listening along. Obviously, I don't expect you to sit through 2 hours of me talking on the radio if you don't want to. But it would be cool to listen along together. So stay in the chat if you want to do that. And yeah, it will go live in 15 minutes. So go and grab a coffee, grab a tea, whatever it is you want to do. And if anyone joins, if anyone joins during Just Sing's text on screen, hopefully they'll say something in chat like, "Hey, what's going on?" and we can inform them. Otherwise, if you're watching playback, I am really sorry. I guess the stream is kind of finished for you. There may be a way to listen back, and if there is, I'll leave a link in the comments down below. But otherwise, yeah, thank you so much for being here for 45 minutes, and I hope you enjoyed the radio show. It's an opportunity to get to know me as a person a little bit more as well, and I think you guys pretty much know my poetry journey by now, but maybe you'd like to know me as a person a bit more. So that's what's happening now. So thank you so much, and see you next week for a full episode of Conversing with Poets.